And go ahead, Mike. Get it off the chest.
So I ain't got shit. I ain't got shit to say that's gonna be politically correct because I don't want to hear none of that shit right now. This right here is a complete disgrace. There was an arrogance when you talking about a head coach that overlooked your opponent. This is stuff we cannot happen. This is a fucking disgrace. We're at home. We're at home, and you decide at home to start experimenting with the defense with Taquan fucking Graham. Taquan Graham, the guy who ain't did shit all year ever since he damn been here in Atlanta. You act like he's a fucking sack master. When has Taquan Graham been anything? Okay, outside of a third and fourth rotational player. And you got him next to Grady. You got him next to Grady Jarrett in the first half of the fuck, experimenting with the defensive line. This is exactly what I was afraid of when he got hired to begin with. He was gonna come into it and play that soft ass Dan Quinn zone defense. And this is exactly what we saw. The biggest problem that I have with this defense, what I saw, is you playing a soft zone and you got our worst cover linebacker in coverage. What in the hell is K-Nell this guy? When has he ever been good in coverage? He got burnt for 2 fucking touchdowns and you still got him in the middle of the fucking field calling plays and getting attacked. And didn't make not one adjustment. Why was J.D. Bertrand in the game? He couldn't be no fucking worse than what the fuck we just saw. And the worst part about this, you did it at home in front of your own fans. You took Seattle for granted. This is exactly why I said this is the biggest game of the fucking year for the fans. Why? It's because this is going to tell if this Atlanta Falcons team really is a changed organization and we reverted right back to what the hell we were. This is a total arrogant game plan by Raheem Morris. You got Caden freaking Ellis in coverage. I can run faster than him right now. Like, are you kidding me, bro? What? Is this yours? Look, I don't damn know.
Well,
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm so fucking sorry. I am so pissed off because this is exactly what I was afraid of with this defense. You lied to us about being aggressive, and you reverted right back to your roots, being a punk, scary ass fucking defensive coordinator. This shit was a punk, pussified defense. It was so pussified out. Look, I can smell pussy. I grew a damn pussy watching this pussy ass shit. Are you fucking kidding me? You got Caden Ellis in coverage. Caden Ellis. He wears center block fucking shoes. As big as fucking Shaquille O'Neal, 24-inch goddamn center blocks on his goddamn feet, and you got him in coverage. They attacked him all freaking game, and you didn't make not one freaking adjustment. You just left him out there and say, all right, maybe. And the crazy part about this, you want to make the adjustment when you already down 20 points. Oh, let's play. Oh, I think I made a mistake. Let me put David Onyemata in the game and give him a crazy. And we didn't see Taquan Graham for the rest of the damn game. This is arrogance. This is exactly how Arthur Smith got freaking fired. And Jew, I want your take next. I am so freaking sorry. But this is exactly what got him fired. It's arrogance and taking your opponents lightly. This is exactly why I said on the heavy hitters, and y'all got to watch the heavy hitters, because guess what? I told y'all, Seattle scares me. Because you never know what you're going to get for teams like this. And good teams take care of their opponent, the people, the team that they should be beat. There is no reason why the Atlanta Falcons, you had 100 yards rushing in the first fucking half of the game. And guess what? We started experimenting with that Tyler Algier. And yes, I'm saying, and I'm throwing it right back in y'all face. We started experimenting with Tyler Algier because y'all cried and whined, oh, he need to get the ball out. He need to get the ball out. Bijan Robinson was hot, and we took the ball out of his fucking hands. So, Jew, I'm going to sit back and sit me some goddamn pina colada or a relaxative so I can get the rest of this bullshit that I got in me, okay?
It sounds like y'all need to drink some Everclear over there.
That part right there.
Let me tell you something. I want that motherfucker.
Go ahead, Jim, man. What you got?
Yeah, with that being said, look, Mike is high. I'm about to come in here extra calm because looking at this game, when we started off early in the game, I already seen like, yeah, this about to be one of those games because you guys know I've been raving about how this coaching staff has made adjustments. This game was basically a game to humble the Falcons. And we talk about week in and week out. Yeah, the NFL is a week to week type of league. And this game was a humbling game because we didn't come out to run the ball. And I continue to say the heart and soul of this Atlanta Falcons offense, the bread and butter, you kept hearing Jonathan Vilma say it over and over again, get back to the running game. I don't care who's running it, whether it's Bijan, whether it's Tyler Algier. My problem was we went away from it. It's like Zach Robinson, when they went up by like 2 scores, we were only in the third quarter. He panicked. He went totally away from running the ball, and everything was just drop back, where Kirk Cousins would get up. The man left with a bloody nose. They tried to break the man's nose. Like, he got beat up in this game, but he got beat up because you went away from the running game. And what kind of made me upset a little bit about this game is we didn't have any type of awareness as the coaches. As I talk about making adjustments, you got Bergeron goes out. You had guys dropping like flies. You had News'll go out for a little bit. When you having changes in the offensive line like that, you can't continue to just drop back. That's feeding right into the Seattle Seahawks' hands and their defense because they just started putting their ears back. So I really put this on Zach Robinson and the coaching is why are we dropping back when your run is having success? Bijan Robinson was killing. Like, why go away from the hot hand? We're doing the same thing, and that's why Mike probably said he wanted to hear me go next. We're doing the same thing that Arthur Smith did. Anytime we've seen something works, let's just experiment. Let's try something else. No, if you have something that's working, Bijan's cooking, why go away from that? We just did it last week against the Carolina Panthers. Both of those guys were cooking. Both Algier and Robinson, the offensive line was controlling the line of scrimmage, controlling the trenches. In this game, all of a sudden, you go away from it. That was the biggest thing I noticed in this game is that we didn't stick with our bread and butter. We didn't stick with the running game. And I want to see this team come out and run the ball. Like, don't wait until, okay, 3 and out, 1 and out. Now we're going to go out.
He was hot. I'm sorry, but Kyle Pitts was real hot. He and Bijan was hot, and they just started throwing the ball to the wide receivers. It was really pissed. It was really making me mad, bro.
Yeah, we went away from what worked. But my thing is, I don't care if Kyle Pitts is hot. You got to start off running the ball because this is the second week in a row where we went 3 and out. If you guys remember last week, 3 straight passes against Carolina in that first drive, we went 3 and out. This game, we came out 3 and out because we're trying to come out throwing the ball every single game. And it's like, I understand. Yes, Kirk Cousins had that 500-yard game. Yes, that's fine. But he's not going to be able to do that week in and week out. Another thing I noticed in this game, Kirk Cousins need to stop trying to run. When he had that fumble, he need to stay. When you talk about center block shoes, now Kirk Cousins got some center blocks on his ankles, feet, whatever you want to talk about.
He got 50.
That's the reason he fumbled the ball, because he's trying to run outside the pocket. But I felt like he was doing too much. As K-Styles always talk about team too much, Kirk Cousins was doing too much because they're asking him to do too much. You don't even need to do that when you're getting 5 yards a clip in the run game. Continue to run the ball. I understand if it's the fourth quarter and it's like a 2-minute drill type situation. We're in the third quarter and we only down by 14. You got plenty of time to still run the ball. You got plenty of time. We started going straight drop back, and that's what got me upset in this game. It's like, why do we consistently want to throw the ball and fall in love with the pass when we know our bread is buttered with the running game? That doesn't make any sense. Us struggling to get after the passer, that's not something new. And I don't even really want to get too much on the defense outside of we're just not getting pressure. We're just not getting pressure. And that's been pretty much all season long. Like today, we just weren't getting pressure. Like I know a lot of people going to look at AJ Terrell, but I told you guys coming into this game, DK Metcalf is nothing to be played with. DK Metcalf is an alien. He's an alien. He cannot be covered one-on-one in one-on-one situations. And if you're not getting pressure, that means that the passes are going to be accurate. And then the last thing I'll say, and this is something that K-Styles continues to preach week in and week out, we got to be more disciplined, because it was tons of times where it's third down, we get a rough in the passer, we get a hands to the face. Well, if you do those type of things, you're going to lose games. So that's what I noticed in this game too, is we were undisciplined, because all of the penalties that we got, majority of them came on third downs where it helped move the chains and put them in the red area. So like I said, this whole game, I hope this whole game humbles everybody on our team that we're not just that good where we can just do whatever we want every single week. The identity of this team is running the ball first. Once you set that line of scrimmage, then the pass comes secondary to the run. Whether you hot or not, you got to start with the running game. You don't want to let teams tell them I'm going to be one-dimensional, because once you do that, Seattle is not that good of a pass rush type team, but we made them look like they were the Pittsburgh Steelers. I would have thought TJ Watt was out there somewhere. The way they were getting pressure on the quarterback, I'm like, Seattle's not even built to like rush the passer like that. We made them look like that because we sat there and told them we're going to throw the ball 100% of the time. So drop back and pin your ears back. You ain't got to worry about the run. You ain't got to stay in your gaps, because we're going to sit here and we're going to have Kirk Cousins drop back every play when we know that Kirk Cousins can't escape the rush. He can't do nothing. If pressure get on Kirk Cousins, it's a wrap. That's the reason why I say you got to use the run, because play action is non and void if you're not running the ball. You might as well not even do it, because they know I'm not even playing the run. I'm going to play the run on my way to the quarterback. If you so happen to do a draw play, oh well, and get a couple yards, it's fine. But once they seen that Zach Robinson made his mind up that all I'm going to do is called passing plays, those guys pin their ears back. And that's when you seen interception, fumble return, intercept. That's when you seen the game get out of hand, is when we decided that we were going to be one-dimensional and just pass it every play.
So
Yeah, hold on. We got the $2 super chat from Terrace Homestead. Sloppy as hell is all I'ma say. Very sloppy. Yeah. What you got, Juan?
complete and utter failure. I'm sorry, I'm not giving them no pass, because number one, you did not study your team. You did not study your opponent. Because if you'd have studied your opponent, you would have had a game plan that would have looked like it made some sense. We gave them the game, period. Coming out. And I'm agreeing with you. You run the ball, you come out running the ball. I mentioned that in the chat. We got to stop trying to make Kirk hit concurrent 500 passing yard games. Those things don't happen every day, number one. Number two, you cannot experiment in week 7 on your defense against a defense that's already set. Or excuse me, an offense that's already set. Whether you think they good or not. We were losing players and weren't adjusting. Raheem and them did not keep the Atlanta Falcons in their area of strength at all.
It was arrogance. It was pure ignorance.
And I like I told Mike and them earlier, and you reiterated it. We got our ass kicked. This is one of them games where you get your ass kicked. Why? Because you got away from what works. You coming in here thinking, well, we at home, we up on the division, we up in, in the conference. You can't do that. You cannot do that. They did not come to play, period.
This right here, hold on. Wait a second, my boy. That's right here by Anthony Wright. This is what happened when you came out passing ball. It was pure and sheer arrogance because this is the same game plan. This is the same game plan from the Carolina game. It was the exact same game plan. You came out throwing the dang on ball instead of just attacking the team with their weak. If you're going to come out, don't come out drop. All right, drop it. You came out dropping. If you're going to pass the ball, come out with play action. That was very little play action. And when we had play action, Kyle Pitts was balling. And then this is exactly what I was afraid of with this Tyler Algier shit is because Tyler Algier clearly didn't have it today. It was Bijan Robinson, and they got carried away. They put him when we was already down. You put Tyler Algier when Bijan Robinson was hot in the beginning of the game. Your boy Bijan was having it, like he had it, and then you took him out for a series or two. I think it was like 3 straight series. When he came out hot. And you put Tyler
together. I don't mean to cut you off. They stopped altogether. They stopped. I don't mean to cut you off. They stopped running the ball altogether. That's what pissed me off. It wasn't even that. Well, we took Bijan out. We stopped running it. All of a sudden, we just said, you know what? We got Dan Marino back here passing the ball. We ain't gonna worry about it. Let's just go 5 wide. Don't even worry about it. Like, why even have a running back in the game?
That's what I was saying, though. A team like Seattle coming in facing us, they were going to play what I consider panic ball all game. That is the reason why Geno was taking them deep shots down to the end zone. Most teams haven't been doing that with us. Why? Because they like, okay, we're going to try to play them straight up. They were like, look, we ain't no guarantee we're going to win this game, so we got to do whatever it takes to win this game and beat this Atlanta Falcons team. That is their mindset coming into it. And you could tell as the game went on, we knew we lost. Everybody, we do. Look, I'm sitting there watching them put Penix in. Come on now. Ain't all them games we played a gauntlet of teams in the first 4 weeks. And now I'm looking at our team right now giving up in the middle, almost there in the middle of the fourth quarter. Like, yeah, we fucking lost. Bijan catching ball. They don't want to block no more. People ain't trying to run routes. They just like, fuck it. Kirk getting his damn nose buried in the damn turf and shit like that. And now I'm looking at this. What if he'd had to come out? What if he'd had to come out? This the shit we talking about. Now, and I know a lot of y'all out there saying, well, it's the same shit last year because it does look familiar. Fucking 3 up in the damn division. And guess what we got to do next week? We got to play Tampa. Tampa licking their chops right now. I'm going to be real with you.
Look, hold on, Juan. Let me say this. This is why I say this right here was the most important game of the year for the Atlanta Falcons because when your people in your division is down, you got to put Juice say this shit all the time. Juice says this all the time. You got to put your foot on their neck and don't let up. The Falcons got totally arrogant. They could have completely put this NFC South to bed, but you gave them life. Anytime you give your team and your opponents life, this is what happens. You got to put your foot on their neck, and the Falcons didn't do that. And as far as the Tyler Algier, the reason why I said Tyler Algier, it was the first quarter. Bijan had it, and they took him out for like 2 or 3 straight, and they put Tyler Algier in there, and that's when they got those false start because they start blitzing the A and B gap with Tyler Algier. So they went completely against what was working. And this is what you can't keep doing this. When a guy is hot, give him the ball. I don't care who it is. I don't give a dang who it is. We took the ball out of hot guy's hand, and like I said, it was literally the Kyle Pitts and Bijan show, and y'all just started, oh, we're gonna throw this, we're gonna run the ball sideways, we're gonna toss it, we're gonna give it to Mooney. I don't care nothing about no Mooney when these guys are hot. This is arrogance. It was sheer arrogance. We have to stop taking the ball out of hot guys' hand. We literally learned that against Carolina, and then we went away with it. We went away from that. We can't keep doing this. And this is all on coaching. I'm not giving right now, like I said, defensively, I'm done with Raheem. I'm done with him. Okay? I am done. Because he's reverting right back to what I was afraid of from the very beginning. Playing a soft Dan Quinn zone. Okay? That was despicable what I saw all day long. All day long. You not the crazy part about it, you know you're not getting consistent pressure from your front four like that. And yet you sitting in the soft zone. Like, what are we doing? And then towards the third and the fourth quarter, when the game is already a 2-score game, you want to start blitzing and then you want to bring in David Onyemata. This right here is look, we can't continue every game defensively starting off like this. Every game this year, the Falcons have started off like this defensively. I am not I'm done with Raheem as far as the defense until he shows me something that he can come out in the first quarter. I don't care nothing about adjustments when you consistently every game that you play, you come out soft like this. I'm done with him until he shows me something. I'm not giving him or Jimmy Lake any more passes for this because this is week 7, and we still coming out just like this in week 7.
Yep.
There's
And
one
everybody,
phrase.
go ahead, K-Star.
There's one phrase that goes with the theme of what this game came about. Pride before the fall.
Yep.
Like you said, you heard my brothers up here pretty much said my sentiment as far as the arrogance. This was, like you said, I'll just be honest. This is where it comes down to in this point of the season, especially with you coming off 3 in a row against the division. The greatest test is how can you maintain your standard when all eyes are on you. And unfortunately, with this game, like I said, you got three procedure penalties on the first drive. You got defenders playing out of position. You got guys playing out of position. Dudes dropping passes. Like you said, this was the game that the Falcons did not need right now. It's one thing if this was a close game, back and forth, boom, 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 came down to the last play, Falcons lose. That's one thing. But when you come out from the get-go and you flat on all 3 phases of the game, Koo missing the field goal, even though it was a 50-something damn yard. We've seen him hit those. He missed the field goal first. The defense can't stop nobody. Offense can't stop nobody. I hate to sing this song, but the Falcons, you did it to yourself.
Let me say this about Cartier real quick. Whoever's timing him out for, we deserve whatever the fuck he got. If he's giving it to us, we deserve it. So I don't want anybody timing him out.
Yeah, no, don't time him out. If he ain't disrespected nobody in here, don't time nobody out. We don't condone that.
I mean,
You get time. You get.
We don't time people out because you don't like what they're saying. If they're not being disrespectful, don't time them out. Let that be us.
I mean, because like I said, if we go into Tampa and win, we're gonna have that same smoke for them. So we got to be able to take it as much as we give it.
Right.
We got to like what? See, but the bad thing about this loss, you're giving the rest of these teams coming up a recipe on how to break us down. We were morally, we were mentally demoralized in this game. Mentally, everybody checked out. Everybody. Kirk panicked. The rest of everybody checked out. Period. And that's on the coaches. You can't allow your team to fall apart like this. Because guess what's gonna happen? Let's just say we win the rest of our games and get into the playoffs. It gonna get worse. Because it ain't about who you played in, it's about how you play. Because it's one loss and go home. You live to fight another day in the regular season.
Well,
It go back to what I said already, Juan, and what we all been saying. Find an identity and stick to it. Find an
Mm-hmm.
identity and stick to it. Stop trying
Yep.
to morph into I'm a chameleon. This week I'm gonna do this. Next week I'm gonna do that. No, the good teams know what they are. I'm sitting here looking at the 49ers right now as we speak.
Yep, I was thinking that.
I ain't gotta cut the game on. We know what Kyle Shanahan do. Everywhere he's been, he do the same thing. We're gonna come out and run the ball. When has Kyle Shanahan blew Super Bowls? When he stopped doing what? Running the ball.
Running the football.
So we know what our identity is. When did Arthur Smith start struggling in Atlanta? When he decided that he could pass the ball? When he forgot that we had hardly no pieces. All we had was Cordell Patterson and Tyler Algier before Bijan even got there. We had really no weapons the first year he was there. We were winning games by doing what? Running the ball and dominating the trenches.
Yep.
This is the same offensive line coach with Dwayne Leffert, the same run scheme. We got to just commit to it. We are a running team. The days of Matt Ryan are gone. We're not the high flying, we're going to throw the ball 50, 30 plus times a game. We're an ugly team. We're a team that play like the Pittsburgh Steelers. Run the ball, play good defense. We'll hit a couple plays down, but stop trying to get cute. We're not a cute team. We ugly. Be ugly. Run the ball. Do what works. That's how your team is built. That's what bothers me is that we're getting away from the identity. As simple as that. Why did we lose this game? Because we thought we was a supermodel. We didn't come in and be the ugly team.
Yeah.
That's what went wrong in this game. Our game plan every week should be we're gonna win ugly. That's what we are. We ugly. That's what it is.
Hey, Jew.
Hallelujah, boy.
Hey, Jew. And guess what else? And this is what they overlooking. Bijan Robinson, the game is slowing down for him. You've seen it in this game. Bijan's vision is getting a heck of a lot better. So do you know what's happening now? Now they got to try to figure out how to stop this man who's now getting vision. This man's all game. Bijan was bouncing out. He see a hole close up, he would go to the other side. You can't stop the run when a man is getting his vision like that. You can't. He was gashing him. He was gashing him almost 10 yards a carry.
I completely agree with you, but I think another thing that's made Bijan play better is now he know that his carries are getting taken away. So he know when I'm on the field, I better show that I'm the dog. I don't. Guess what? Tyler Algier gonna get my carries. So he came out today. When I seen his first carry, I said, "Oh, Bijan about that life." When he ran that dude over, spent off, and went down the sideline, I said, "Yeah, he playing with a pep in his step." But the pep in his step is what I talked about when I said start taking guys' helmets. When I start talking about playing Rook, playing them guys that ain't getting the helmet on Sundays, what I seen out of Bijan is, yes, he's unselfish, but don't get me wrong. Nobody want to be outdid. I don't care what you say. I love Mike. I love Charles. I love Juan. It's not a competition when we up here, but everybody wants to be the best and do their best. What I see out of Bijan today is, let me show everybody who I am. Everybody talking about Tyler Algier all week. Hold up, they must have forgot who I am. Let me show them who I am. That's what I seen out of Bijan today. So I got nothing but respect for a player that says, you know what? Let me remind everybody who the top dog on this team. Yeah, I like Tyler Algier. That's fine and well, but let me show the world why I'm special. And that's what I liked about what I seen out of Bijan is that he's saying I'm going to cherish every opportunity that I get because I might be off the field for the next couple drives, as Mike talked about. So I really feel like what made him even more hungry is that he knows that this particular regime is not treating him like the last regime, where last year was just like, let's feed Bijan, let's feed Bijan. Now that they've seen what Tyler Algier can do, he kind of getting a little jealous. I'm just going to be honest. What I seen out of Bijan today was like, let me remind y'all who I am real quick.
Right.
And then I seen that it's like, oh man, he might be 1A. As we talking about 1A, 1B, he showed today like, look, Tyler Algier is good, but I'm the man. Like I'm 1A. Don't forget, I'm 1A. He
put that man Mike. He put that man Mike on him. Look, motherfucker. I know I'm that man when I'm talking about freestyling.
Yeah. And Mike, what did I say in the chat? I said this ain't Tyler Algier's game. This Bijan game.
But that's the good thing about healthy competition. What you is ultimately speaking on. It's just like, look, for me, man, I know I'm that damn good. I know I'm that good. I know I can carry a show for myself. But like when it comes down to it, this team, they work well together, and I think especially with their running back position, man, this is good for both guys. Because from week to week, Tyler gonna say exactly what Bijan said. Hey, bro, Bijan ain't the only one that can rush for 1,000. Look, I'm that damn good too, and this is exactly what they needed. But the thing is, it's the offensive coordinator and coaching. They have to understand that, and they have to recognize that. They're doing a poor job of recognizing it and staying with it. See, good coordinators, what they do, and this is why I always give the flowers even to our enemy and Sean Payton. He understands momentum. He understands when a guy has the momentum. So he's not going to force the ball into a guy's hand if he's not hot. He's going to keep giving that ball to Taysom Hill when he's hot against the Atlanta Falcons. He's going to find a way to get that ball into Alvin Kamara's hand. He's going to find a way to get that into Mike one leg slant boy Thomas. Like, he's going to find a way to do that. That's what the best offensive coaches. That's what the best coaches do. They recognize what's working and they capitalize and they game plan off of that. I think the Falcons did a horrible job of capitalizing off of that. You should have had play action, but like you said, they kept going back and dropping back, bringing in 4 wide receivers. No, you should have had Tyler. You should have had Charlie Warner, Ross Dwelly, and Kyle Pitts. You should have went big because we was already dropping offensive linemen. The offensive linemen couldn't stay healthy this game. So we already dropped offensive linemen. That's even more reason to go back to the running game. But again, you got arrogant. You thought Seattle was a pushover because of what happened the last 3 games, and they played poorly. But you got arrogant, think you can do the exact same thing. So K-Style said it too. And you can elaborate on that, kid. But like, this is what happens when you think you a whole lot better than what you are. Look, you think you're a fucking supermodel until you see Cleopatra sitting next to you.
Just embrace being ugly. As I said earlier, just embrace it. Just be who you are. Be who you are. If you ugly, you ugly. That's all right. Be the best that you can be. Everybody can't be Beyonce. Sometimes you got to be somebody else. So at the end of the day, be you. And I feel like we haven't embraced that. Look, we're a running team. What showed today was Zach Robinson's inexperience. It showed his ugly head again. We're going to see. I'm going to know in the first quarter against the Bucs next week if we learned our lesson. We come out dropping back and passing, that's going to tell me we ain't learned nothing from last week. We arrogant. We come out running the ball and setting the tone with Bijan and Tyler Algier and setting the trenches and things of that nature, establishing the line of scrimmage. I'm going to say, okay, they learned from last week. They went back and watched the tape. But we come out passing, dropping Kirk Cousins back, that's going to tell me everything I need to know about. We don't understand what our identity is. We don't get it.
And right. And see, with that, if they don't learn it, that's how you get Kirk hurt.
Exactly.
Because you're losing linemen. So what happens is teams that got good defensive core, like y'all gotta understand, we going into the blitz happy team. So if you don't run the ball, you go get Kirk hurt. That's just the way it is. So if you don't learn your lesson, that this is when you start paying high penalties for that.
We came in this game. We was that Valley girl in Beverly Hills. Oh my God! I'm finna go down the Rodale Drive, and I'm finna spend my daddy's card. Your dad and Seattle goddamn cancel that damn card out. Now we mad.
Yeah.
Like you said, we could talk about the X's. Like you said, it's the X's and O's. Yeah, like you said, the mentality was off at the end of the day. The mental mindset was off. It got, like you said, it goes back to what everybody said. You thought Seattle was a pushover. You played like they was a pushover, and you got your ass pushed off the cliff.
Yep.
It was so bad. It was so bad. I literally had the reference an Ice Spice song for this game.
Oh,
you
God.
thought you was the shit. And y'all know the rest of that motherfucker. You can't go into these games with the ego that you have. You still haven't fully earned that mantle to be egotistical yet. You still trying to earn it.
K-Style, could I say something right quick just to give people a sobering reminder of where the fuck we are right now? We're
Right.
second place in the NFC South, people. We're second place. Even though we 3-0, we're second place in the NFC South.
We're still first place. We still first place because we beat them. But
In the
still,
division.
yeah, in the division. We
But
still first place because we beat them. But the thing is, man, the thing is with this is that when you got an open body shot, you can't keep going for the uppercut. Okay? He's giving you them ribs. He's giving you that jab. There's nothing wrong with a jab because over time, guess what's gonna happen? The jab's gonna turn into left hooks because he's gonna get tired of getting hitting in that same spot over and over and over and over again, and he gonna leave it. He gonna leave himself wide open. That's what the Falcons did. So instead, the Falcons are not taking points. They come in arrogant, just like a George Foreman did against Muhammad Ali. He came in there arrogant, kept throwing haymakers and trying to throw haymakers, and Muhammad Ali just said pop, 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 pop. Just kept jabbing them all game, all fight. Just jabbing. Then he go, bam. He get that one shot because you left yourself open.
that phantom pain.
This is what happens when you talking about a fighter with a plan. Take what they give you. We think because we have talent that we can just come in and play any type of game that we want, and that's good enough. And sometimes teams are built to take away some things that you think you're good at. They probably built to take away our passing game. But guess what?
They are.
We didn't take it.
Like I said, this offense hadn't been together a long time. I'm gonna keep saying it. This offense ain't been together under a year. So there are gonna be some times, and there are gonna be some teams and coordinators that know how to dismantle it. And we saw it today. We not gonna come in and bludgeon everybody. If we, like you said, if we don't stick to what we're good at, we gonna get taken apart.
The worst part of this whole game for me was seeing Caden Ellis in coverage. I really wanted to bang my head up against the wall because I kept seeing it. This dude run about a 4.6, 4.7, but you got him playing deep thirds. Am I serious? Why is Caden Ellis playing deep thirds when you got a guy like JD Bertrand? Like, what are we doing?
Hell, if you was going to experiment like that, hell, you could have experimented playing Ricky Grant middle linebacker. That was going to be a damn experiment.
Oh gosh, I got a migraine off of that.
That's what's arrogant. This is the stuff we talk about. This is what get coaches fired because you want to experiment against teams. Caden Evans was getting a ton of pressure. You do realize he's our number one blitz on this team, but we got him out here playing coverage. He's the number one blitzer for the Atlanta Falcons next to Judon, but we got him playing coverage. Because you don't think Geno Smith will be able to make the right reads. You got Caden Ellis out there and think he wouldn't be able. It's disrespectful. This is why I say I don't care nothing about us having false starts. What makes me so angry is because this is the exact same thing that lost us the Super Bowl. Okay, with sheer arrogance. You think because you got this and you did this all year, Kyle Shanahan, you just think you can just make up anything in the spirit of the moment, and other teams are not going to be able to adjust. It's arrogance.
Y'all do realize that Geno Smith is a veteran. Whether you like him or not, whether you think he's good or not, he's a veteran quarterback. This ain't no rookie. You're not gonna get rookie grace.
At the end of the day, we should have known coming into this game, as you guys said, it was just a poor game plan. He's the number one passing quarterback right now in the league as far as passing yards. They came into the game with him leading the league in passing yards. So at the end of the day, it's about doing your homework, But as I continue to say, get an identity and stick to it. That's my biggest problem with just been with the over the last 10 years with the Falcons. Find an identity and stick to it. Keep trying to change and experiment. It at this point, you are midway through the season. Like, we should know what our identity is right now. And I'm looking at it. Y'all should be doing this all week. Between Monday and Sunday, they are in the office hours upon hours watching film and all of that kind of stuff. We working out 9 to 5s, working our own jobs. Why can't y'all see what I can see just watching the game casually? Like, just run the ball. You're getting 5 yards a clip. That's common sense. Like, it ain't even like no studying involved in that. I sat there and looked at the game and said, why we ain't handing the ball off to whoever? They can't stop it. Go to it until they stop it. It's like, we making this to be rocket science. It's not rocket science. Run the ball down their throat. They can't stop it. But we consistently, week in and week out, want to care how it looks. You literally heard Raheem Moore say earlier this week, oh, we don't care how it looks. Well, evidently we do care how it looks, because we continue to go away from what is working. We just seen the last week you ran for 200 yards. That don't tell you nothing else. You just literally ran for 200 yards, 200 yards rushers. Why is that not a part of your game plan? Why is that not the focal point? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's simple to me. Like, it ain't it to me. It's very simple. Like, it don't even take all of this. It's just like, do what's working until the teams, especially when my offensive line start dropping. That's when I'm dumbing the game plan down and dropping your quarterback back and having your guys pass protect. That's not dumbing the game down. Once we lost those 2 offensive linemen, I'm strictly saying we going forward. Offensive line, we finna get ready. As our former coach once said, we getting ready to run the piss out the ball. Y'all get ready. We going forward. Period. Whether it's 2 yards in a cloud of dust, we gonna make this as simple as possible.
Thank you, Diamond. Comment too. We don't get too many women on the show, so I want to give you a shout out for.
Yeah, appreciate.
So do I need to go back to my catchphrase? Because this shit is getting on the damn nerves.
We gonna have to sing the song all week, K Styles. We gonna have to sing the song all week.
No. I'm about to say, yeah. For those in the back that didn't hear what you just said, it's very simple. Run the damn ball.
It ain't no excuse. I don't care how much you down by. Say it again, K Styles. I don't care if you down 14. What do we need to do?
Run the damn ball.
Yes.
Period.
Yes. Make them stop it.
That's your identity. Period. It ain't no excuses. It's no way around it. Like, they can't convince me. If I walked in the Flowery Branch right now, you can't convince me, well, why are we not running the ball? There's no excuse. Run the ball. Period. It ain't no excuse. We down by 14. Run the ball. That's a part of your identity.
Yeah.
You know what? You
See, Juan, that's your version of it. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm gonna say for the rest of you that's British, it's runneth the damneth ball.
That's what we need to do. And Kirk Cousins' strength is yes, he can drop back, but his strength has always been play action. That's why this is why, again, I understand that players did this and they had penalties and whatnot, but that goes back to what we were saying about coaches got to be able to do what? Play to the player's strength. His strength has always been play action. This is exactly why Kirk Cousins was telling him, like, when we got the running game, I prefer to keep handing the ball off because it's gonna make his job that much easier. So this is all on Raheem. I don't give a flying freak about what the hell. All right, how what our record is right now. What I'm saying, I'm not seeing growth for him defensively. I'm not seeing any growth for him defensively. Yes, these guys play with heart. Yes, these guys making plays in turnovers. But I'm not seeing any growth defensively. I'm seeing arrogant. Like, why are we experimenting with Taquan Graham? I'm going to continue to say this. Who in the flying fuck is Taquan Graham? I didn't even see Rook that much. I didn't even see Rook that much this game. What in the hell was he?
Rook was on the first defensive drive. That's the last thing I remember.
The last time. So this is why I say defensively, he done lost me. Until I see the changes in him, he has lost my confidence. I have no confidence in Raheem right now. Because I'm not seeing the growth defensively. I'm not seeing the growth defensively as far as his game plan is concerned. This game plan, you decide, and even Jonathan Vilma questioned. He said, "Why are we not?" He's saying we're seeing a whole lot of Taquan Graham and David Onyemata is not playing in the first couple of quarters, and then you get to the third quarter. Now you want to put David Onyemata in, and the defense start getting a little bit more pressure, and they start stopping the run a little bit more. Like that right there is pure arrogance, and it's Taquan Graham is not the answer. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm look, maybe he's one of them supermodels that we talking about. I need me an ugly, fat one, okay? I need an ugly, fat look who got all the jelly rolls and all that type of stuff. Okay? It look like Shrek. Give me that.
Oh, he said we need the resurrection of Big Shirley. That's what we need.
And that's what we need, okay?
Look, but see, when I look at a coaching staff do that, the first thing I'm thinking of, you panic, you went away from your coaching ability. You threw them shits out the window because what the defense was, like I said, we gave yards, not touchdowns. We went totally away from that and gave yards and touchdowns. Why? Because you panicked. This shit ain't working. Throw that away. We got to figure out something. Let's try this here. If that don't work, we're going to sprinkle this in. You know what? We're going to pull a little bit of red hot. We're going to put that shit on everything and see if that worked. And it didn't work. That's panicking as a coach.
I was tired of really seeing this. This is something that you talked about too. We gave them so many easy throws. It was just, it's maddening at times. It's 3rd and 8, 3rd and 10, and we're playing like 15 yards off.
My thing, see, like I said, that's my issue. And this is an issue that I've been seeing all year when it came to that. And it's really been showing up the last 3-4 games here. Is why the hell are we playing so far off?
Because we're scared of the big play. The teams that really good at passing, we put our guys almost 9 yards off because we don't want nobody to go over the top. And then when they see that, they like, all right, just run it. Because by the time they come up, they done already got a first down. They're worried about people going over the top, which means in my mind, you ain't confident in your secondary. You're not confident in Bates and them. So you got them back because you're not confident. You're not.
This right here. This is, oh my God.
What you talking about? That was that for what Mike said. It's something that we coined over here, AFN, the Amber Rose Sukihana slut walk defense.
Yes.
That's what that was right there. But like you said, bro, they was playing so far back, boy. They was California dreaming from last week, boy. But even if you, like you say, you play that far off like that, where you know your safeties can't cover worth a damn. Mm-hmm. You got the quote unquote two of the best safeties in the game on the very same back end.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got pretty good pressure, y'all. Again, we not finishing sacks. It was a couple plays, but the gap discipline, the rush discipline, I should say, the rush discipline was so bad. It's just been bad. Like we have guys surrounded, and we just decide everybody gonna crash in and get out of their lane.
But you know what? This one thing I got a bone to pick with our defense, and I say that I know people don't like when I say it. When we started playing physical, we got penalties, and I'm like this: fuck them penalties. If I'm out there on the field, my job to knock your block off. I'm gonna knock your block off till your mama want to come out there and knock me out.
I'm not gonna play
soft because no ref throwing no flag.
Look,
If I
I
see
would have
you
knocked
come out
the
there,
piss out
I'm
of
taking your legs out from under you on purpose with venom.
hold on. On that deep pass for the DK Metcalf, when he was up in the air like that, I would have knocked his fucking block off. You
That part.
allowed him to catch that pass. That right there against DK Metcalf, when the ball is being thrown that high, as a safety, your job is to knock his ass out. You gave him that. You already got AJ was well behind him. Granted that it was a good catch, but Jesse Bates, he didn't take it amongst them, and that's the thing with cover safeties too that I don't like. They don't think like safeties. The safety that we grew up and known, the Sean Taylors and whatnot, the Ed Reeds, the Troy Polamalu. When you got an opportunity to instill fear in these wide receivers and these tight ends, like you got to do that, and you should have knocked his ass out. If you get a penalty right there, you get a penalty, but you cannot allow guys. I think guys are way too comfortable, especially in the middle of the field with the Falcons. They don't punish enough guys coming across that middle, in my opinion.
Well, the thing is, you can kind of say that with a lot of safeties as well too, because
It's the game. It's the game,
it,
kid.
it the game has pretty much taken away the enforcer role as far as the defense anyway. But yeah, as far as that, yeah, like you said, you fear Jesse Bates and you fear Justin Simmons dropping back. But as far as being physical and all that, nobody really had fear of them like that.
I want to go
And
back to
like you
something
said,
y'all talked about. Done. I want to go back to something y'all touched on. Go ahead, though.
okay. But like you said, with that deep pass to DK Metcalf and knocked his ass out. Yeah, like you said, yeah, he's 6'4", 240 pounds. So the fuck what? Better make him earn all that weight that he got.
Yep.
But see, when you that high up in the air, your weight don't mean nothing.
But I would have knocked.
You as light as a feather when you off the ground that high. If I can knock you over, I'm gonna do it. And his
Facts.
weight on me. What'd you say, dude?
Go ahead, Jim.
Now I say you speaking facts, but I want to touch on what y'all are talking about with Raheem Morris. One thing that I'm noticing with the defense, and this is why I talk about with identity. He doesn't know his personnel. He's coaching this team like he's coaching the Rams, and this is not the Rams. The Rams could get pressure with their front four because you had all-world Aaron Donald. You had Von Miller in the year you won the Super Bowl. You don't have that on this Atlanta Falcons team. Let's just keep it a buck. Grady Jarrett is fine. Yes, he's great. He's not Aaron Donald. Judon is fine. He's not Von Miller. We don't have Leonard Floyd. We don't have the guys that he had on that particular team where he had all-world pass rushers where you could just sit back and say, you know what, you guys sit back in the soft zone. We're going to get home with 4. We're not getting home with 4. So what did I say last week when I said, when you're not getting home with 4 and I'm a defensive coordinator, guess what I'm getting ready to do? I'm getting ready to heat you up as a quarterback because I'm bringing pressure. If I can't get home with 4, I'm not going to sit back and say, well, we're not getting home, but we're going to still do the same thing. No, I praised them. So now I'm about to get on them and chastise them for not being more aggressive. I said it the week we played against the Bucks, but I said I loved on that 4th down where D Alpha was in coverage and he sent the 0 blitz. That's what you do. At sometimes, this is the pros. At sometimes you're going to have to pick that dice up and you're going to have to gamble. You're going to have to roll that dice at some point in a game. You're going to have to just say, you know what? It's just like when you go for it on 4th down. It's the same thing on defense when you say, you know what? We going 0 blitz. Everybody, we're going to leave you on the island. We're going to try to get home because we can't get home with the front 4 that we sending. So I got to send 5. I got to send 6. Whatever I got to do to heat the quarterback up, because in this game, what happened? Geno Smith got comfortable. And we've seen this over years. Falcons. We let rookie quarterbacks beat us. We let journeyman quarterbacks beat us. We let Josh Dobbs last year, who just showed up 2 days before the game, beat us. Why are these things happening? Because we let quarterbacks get comfortable and we don't make the proper adjustments and say, well, you know what? Since we can't get home with 4, let's heat this quarterback up. We just seen it, and you heard Mike talk about this. We've seen it with the veteran coaching staff on Thursday night with the Broncos. What did they do to Spencer Rattler, who's a rookie quarterback? They said, you know what? Let's heat him up. He's a rookie.
Mhm.
He ain't gonna know where to go with the ball with his hot reads. So we gonna send pressure. We ain't gonna rely on our front four to get home. We gonna be the aggressors. We not gonna sit back in coverage. We gonna attack him. It's the same thing with Geno Smith. If you're not getting turnovers, sometimes you got to force a turnover. The way you force a turnover is you send pressure, because what does that do? It gets the quarterback off his spot. It makes the quarterback throw inaccurate passes, which we seen with who? Kirk Cousins today. Because he was under pressure, because we allowed them to pin their ears back, we seen Kirk Cousins be what I'll say he got out of his comfort zone. He didn't look like the same quarterback today. Why not? Because he was uncomfortable. He was uncharacteristic. But that's because they pressured him all day. When you get your nose almost broke, you think differently. I don't care what you say. That ball he threw to Drake London was too high. We can keep sitting there. When he touched it, that ball was not accurately thrown. And we hadn't seen that all year long. But in this game, you seen Kirk Cousins lose his composure a little bit. But that's because they let him get beat up. The man, 36 years old. He don't want to get hit. Let's be honest. This man trying to get hit like that.
I mean, if y'all good enough to get the Geno and make his contact come loose, why y'all couldn't knock his block off for the rest of the game? He over there on the sideline getting his contact readjusted.
No, my bad one.
His contact was getting adjusted. Who does this? Knock his block off. Geno was sitting back there with a lawn chair, a steak, and a beer. Like, I'll just pick whoever I feel like throwing to. Falcons will get here sometime.
Way too.
Yeah, and Kirk Cousins in the infirmary. He don't know which way to turn.
Oh, he got beat up today, but this on the coaching staff. Yeah, he got beat up, but it's on our coaching staff. It's the game plan was not the right game plan. The way you protect your quarterback, you protect your offensive line. If you know you're playing with backups, you don't say, guess what? I'm finna make you have to figure out who's blitzing, and you're gonna have to pass off these blitzes and things of that nature. No, what you say is, okay, since we got multiple guys go down, let's dumb the playbook down.
Hold on. Let us say go ahead, keep saying that, and I'm gonna finish it up, Jew.
Yeah, we're gonna dumb the playbook down, and you know what comes next. What we need to do?
Run the damn ball.
And for those in Britain, runneth the damneth ball.
It's like I said, this game for me was not even on the players. This was a terrible, arrogant game plan from Raheem. I don't give a damn about who's calling plays. Raheem, the one who approved this. Okay, he approved it. So this is all on him. I don't want to hear nothing about. He's the defensive guy, and that defensive game plan was absolute horse crap. Okay, no excuse for you to come out here and say, Taquan Graham, I believe in you. Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck? Excuse me. What in the hell has he ever done to warrant that type of respect defensively? Like, let's keep it real. What has he done to garner that type of respect? He's had a couple of tackle for losses. That's it. Like, why do you draft Brandon Dooley? Why do you draft Rook if you were gonna ultimately give him? Why did you pay David Onyemata that much money if you were gonna say, all right, Taquan Graham, I believe in you? Are you kidding me? This is all on coaching.
Why did you bring back Eddie Goldman?
Right.
I seen him at the end of the game. Why did you bring back Eddie Goldman if you're not gonna play him? Why? Make it make sense.
You got 15 defensive linemen for a 3-4 defense. It made no goddamn sense.
And half of them not even seeing a lot of snaps.
Because we got
you ain't playing them in the middle of the defense. Make that make sense. You got
because
when you're running a 3-4, your big boy is supposed to be in the middle. Not Taquan Graham that's light in the tail. This man that like 270 pounds.
Taquan Graham was in that 3-4, and that's what they got. They got caught, and what happened was Seattle caught them in the light front, and Taquan Graham with the nose, and that's why I was trying to figure out like what in the world they were doing. That's how they ended up throwing that because they got caught in the speed. They got caught in the speed. They got caught in the speed package. It was a dumb game plan from the beginning. That's why David Onyemata should have been in there. From the very beginning, it was a dumb game plan. in Seattle, and this is why I said on the heavy hitters, y'all gotta watch us on the heavy hitters on Wednesday, okay? The heavy hitters live, right? THEE heavy hitters live, all right? That's what we do our game plan, and this is what we stated this all week. We gotta tackle well. I thought we tackled fine, but we didn't finish sacks, and we did not get up. We did not run the ball. Okay, we did not run the ball well.
And that right there, you playing the Falcons don't play against three. They play against three opponents: themselves, the refs, and the opponents that show up. You got to beat two of them, not including yourself. You got to beat two of them.
See, the thing is with the 3-4, the 3-4 is it really is a 4-3 because oftentimes you don't rush 5. You just don't know where the fourth guy is coming from in the 3-4. So that's why a lot of teams run the 3-4. So it's ultimately a 4-3, but you don't know where that fourth guy is coming from a lot of times. And that right there is what that's why a lot of teams run the 3-4 because it confuses the quarterback. You don't know where that guy's coming from. So that's why a lot of teams are. So it's the same thing. Because like even in the 4-3, a lot of teams in the 4-3 go back to even the Bears. The Bears, they use a lot of zone blitzes. You know what I'm saying? They'll drop a guy, and they play a lot of cover 2. We play like I said, we play way too much off coverage defensively, and this is exactly what I was afraid of. I was afraid of. This is exactly what I was afraid of when we hired Raheem. Playing that soft zone, and here he reverting right back to them Dan Quinn days. He was reverting right back to him. So for me, like I said, I'm not gonna believe anything he says until I actually see it defensively because I'm not seeing the growth defensively. I'm seeing us make plays, but there's no growth, especially with the pass rush. There's no growth. I'm not seeing that guys are being disciplined in their rush. When they gap assignment. I'm not seeing that. So until I see that, he's gonna forever be like he's gonna be the center of attention me defensively, not the player.
But you know what? I'm kind of glad this is an eye opener for him because sometimes people don't see what they do wrong until it don't work. And that's what he's been getting by with. He's been getting by with stuff that normally probably wouldn't work. And it stopped working today. So now it's like, okay, now I got to go back to what's supposed to work.
But that what you was saying about he think he's still in he was running that in with the Rams, but he not Rams. You don't have Aaron Donald.
Mm-hmm.
No.
So my question is the absence of Troy Anderson that big of a difference for this defense?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I thought they were destroying Caden Ellis all day long, and it was just so bad. And that's just why I was like, I don't know what the hell he was thinking, but he had Caden Ellis, and Caden Ellis ain't never been known for being a cover guy. It was just a terrible game plan.
Too many guys out of position and not the right guys in position and too many guys out of position. And that's what I said when I said football is the science of people. If one man does not do his job, it throws everybody else off. So if you missing a guy and you switch that guy's position, now you're taking a risk of throwing everything else off. Whether they're good at trying to do it or not, it's the science of people. Everybody got to play like one organism. You move a piece. If you don't have an equal piece there, you're going to throw shit off. And that's what we saw.
Because I always believe that Caden Ellis is more of a natural edge rush. I can't believe I'm saying this where he's a more natural edge rusher than middle linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the question I want to leave everybody with before we get off this show is Troy Anderson a bigger piece of this defense than everybody took him for granted for?
Yes.
Yep. He is because of his athleticism, Kay. His athleticism. I talked about that before. Like on a play like that, he's not getting outran by Kenneth Walker because he run a 4-4. I'll call him T1000 for a reason. he would have been in his hip pocket. He might not intercepted the ball, but he would have been on his hip pocket where Caden Ellis just got burnt down the field. So yeah, it was a spectacular catch. If you have a guy on your hip, you're not making that spectacular play 9 times out of 10. So I really feel like people take for granted Caden Ellis' athleticism, his ability, Troy Anderson's athleticism to run sideline to sideline to be able to cover, because Nate Landman didn't look good today in coverage either. If you guys remember the score at the end of the game, at the end of the half, the little skinny post, he supposed to ran down the third of the field. He's sitting in the middle of the field like no man's land, looking like Michael Walker, just sitting in the middle of the field. Like, dude, you got to sprint down the middle of the field, because I'm looking at like who's that?
Yeah.
He's sitting in no man's land. He ain't covering nobody. He just looking around like they exposed him because Jonathan Vilma went straight back to it after and said he supposed to run down the middle of the field. This is his, and he just standing in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
well, I tell you exactly what that was. Nate Landman forgot to play.
Exactly.
You know how I knew. Exactly. You know how I know he forgot to play.
How's that?
Because I was watching this podcast. I was watching Raw Room, and that's what Darren Bates was talking about. If you want to know if a defender forgot to play, he just go sit there, shuffle his feet, looking around.
Exactly. Dang. Like, I'm looking for somebody to come into my zone. No, you supposed to be sprinting down the middle, because when he catches the ball, I'm like, where's Jesse Bates? Where is everybody at? And then I'm like, dang, when they go back to it, it's like the eye in the sky don't lie. This man is literally standing in the middle of the field with nobody around him. He supposed to run down the middle of the field.
So I got a question before we get to Fred Super Chat. So do you think this team really needs to go out and either sign a real middle linebacker or draft a middle linebacker?
Both of them. Whichever one works.
So, because the reason why I say it is because Nate Landman is due to be a free agent also.
Well, I got a question for y'all. Do we still have Rashaan Evans? I know we signed him like 2 weeks ago.
They cut him. They cut him.
Yeah, they cut him. Okay. Yeah, we need a linebacker. At the end of the day, they're gonna have to bring in a linebacker so you can put guys in a natural position. I mean, you got Troy Anderson still, but you got to wait for him to get back healthy. But for right now, what I would do is what Mike said earlier. Insert JD Bertrand back into this defense at that linebacker spot. Whether he's playing a little bit next to Landman, because that'll give you another pass rusher in Caden Ellis, where he can be on the edge more. But I did even notice when we had JD out there, he was kind of making some mistakes too, but it's just a part of him being a rookie. So I'll put him out there because that's the only way he's going to learn. A lot of the times, you're not going to just learn by sitting on the sideline. You're going to learn by making mistakes in the game. And we've seen him make a couple mistakes in that Tampa game where he had a late hit. He was sometimes missing coverages and things of that nature, but he's a guy that has played that linebacker position consistently throughout college and things of that nature. So I think eventually his instincts, he plays with good instincts. So I would kind of put him back in that role until we can get another inside linebacker. But to me, that's his natural position. Where Caden Ellis, that's not really his natural spot. And then the other guys just don't have the athleticism. To me, he's a little bit more athletic than Landman. Caden Ellis is athletic. He's not the best sideline to sideline. He's better attacking the line of scrimmage. Some linebackers
he's a north and south linebacker.
Yeah.
See ball, get ball.
Yeah, see, Jude, that's the thing. That small wrinkle right there makes a difference because now Caden Ellis can do what he's good at. If like you said, you put them out of position, they gonna get burned or they gonna look crazy because they ain't in a right position. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Did y'all see how when Penix came in? Did you see how he played? Did you see how he played? He played like okay. He just played. He played with no kind of fear, no kind of nothing. Even though it was at the end of the game, he played. What they do? They ran the ball.
I still don't like that. I wouldn't.
Yeah,
Penix saying that because that's a potential to start like some issues offensively with the team. So I wouldn't even play with Penix like that. And I think it was just a bad overall game. And he tried to cover it up, K-Style. I know what you're gonna say because you kind of said that But the thing is, you can't play with that. You can't play. It's already in Atlanta, especially with the media. They can't wait to put Mike Penix in there. And I
Yeah.
think you can't play around, even if it is a blowout game. You have to keep playing Kirk Cousins until because he gets in there, the media gonna say, all right, Kyle, look, he threw 2 interceptions this week. Should we be talking about and now his the teammates, the wide receivers especially, they're gonna be saying, look, man, I'm not getting as many pennies, and now they're gonna start looking sideways and saying, hey, maybe we do need to give Penix a little bit more time because I'm not getting the ball. So it starts the issue, and I think, like as a coach, you don't even play like that until you absolutely sure that this team is done. You don't even play with that.
I would say it like this. I kind of disagree with that respectfully, just for the simple fact that it's 4 minutes left in the game. Um, like I said, you don't want to be put in the situation where even if you do play Kirk Cousins like that, you still get 4 minutes for a potential injury right there or whatnot. Thing about it is, at the end of the day, they
Hand
were
the
down
ball
by
off. You ain't gonna hand the ball off.
that, but that's what they did with Michael Penix, though. That's majority of what they did anyway. Like I said, I ain't like I said. The thing is, with the coaches, they don't need to be worried about what the media is trying to say.
Oh, but
Like I
they are.
said,
That's the whole
but
point.
they're going to say it. But look at it like this. See, if they would have put Penix out there with the ones, I could see what you're talking about. They put majority of the 2 and 3s out there. So that's why I said it wasn't a big issue with them putting them out there when they was already down. Because they literally took everybody out. That was Jace McClellan that was running the rock the final 4 minutes. You saw Casey Washington out there, Cordero Hodge. They took Jay Matthews out. They took Lindstrom out. They all those guys. So I didn't really have an issue with it. But like you said, everybody like they down by 20. They're just packing in for the next game. Like I said, let a couple of your young guys get some burn out there.
Damn, Jew, you ain't gonna talk, Warren. Your ass always talking. Now you don't want to talk no more.
I mean,
Nah, came in here, Mike. She said she finna come in here and talk trash.
I'm talking about Warren. Warren normally got something to say, and then he quiet.
what I'm gonna say, basically, all I got to say is they need to go back to the drawing board and rethink stupidity. That's what they need to do, because that's just it. I'm not. I love my team. I love my team enough not to give them love today. They fucked up all the way around. Excuse my language, Jew. I'm just getting ignorant, and they deserve this ass whipping, and they should have got it. I'm just saying. I'm glad it didn't happen during a divisional rival game, because now the game that you supposed to have today, you got to have that next week. I'm looking forward. I'm like, yeah, we lost this game in the fourth quarter, and the team knew it. Now my thing is, how are you gonna handle a team you just beat that's ahead of you right now, game wise? Not vision wise, but game wise. Because guess what? Ty Bowles looking at that like, oh, we about to have fun blitzing y'all.
See, I'm gonna go with Kev alluded to that last week, and the week before, and then Ju said the same thing. We lost this game by coming out passing the ball in the first quarter.
You're right.
We keep doing it. Like, we know that this team gets going when we start running the ball. When we start running the ball effectively, that's when the offense started to really kick up. Okay, so we can't keep coming out passing the ball. Like, we're coming out passing the ball, and then we get all these false starts. Our offensive line is designed to whoop ass. Okay, that's what them boys are. Them boys nasty. They like to fight. All right, they like Sheamus. All right, I love to fight. All right, they love to fight. They love to get nasty. Why are we turning? Why are we not running these guys? These guys need to be running the ball. And every game we come out, it's the same game plan. We come out throwing the ball, have a 3 and out, and then the defense got to get a stop, and they don't get a stop, and then they score first.
I just said everything that I needed to say, fellas. At the end of the day, what we continue to say, the new slogan for this team is find your identity and stick to it. Stop changing. Yeah. Stop trying to fit to a different game plan every different game. We know what this team is. Run the ball with Tyler Algier. Run the ball with Bijan Robinson. Be aggressive in the trenches. That's what got Arthur Smith fired. He went away from what worked. All of the coaches that we had in the Super Bowl, why we lose? We went away from what works. I'm finna start saying the new slogan is we go away from what works. What does the Falcons do? When something works, go away from it.
Yep. I mean, that's fitting, dude. That's fitting.
But basically, in short terms, for what you just said, the new slogan is you better stand on business.
Let me say this about AJ. Y'all got to stop with that, okay? There's no such thing as a shutdown corner in the NFL anymore. We got to stop that. There's no such thing as a shutdown corner in the NFL. All right, these rules do not allow these guys to get physical. As corner, you have to be able to get physical. The moment you lose that physicality, you're done as a corner. All right, most games you see when cornerbacks have good games is because they allowed to get physical. Right, so no corner league. You see a lot of corners around the league right now getting cooked because they can't get physical. So until they allow corners to get physical, you're not going to see elite cornerback play.
Can we stop with the goofy take? Y'all want to nitpick a person out of the whole defense that y'all thought the whole defense was bad, from the coaches down to the daggone people that was giving the players water on the field. They were bad. Cut it out. Like y'all clearly see the defense was bad. No, AJ did this, such. No, the team was bad. The defense was bad. Let's call it what it is. I done said it many times. If you don't like the player, just admit you don't like them. But stop nitpicking. The whole defense was terrible.
If I'm not mistaken, I think interceptions around the league with cornerbacks are down. So they're not even getting a lot of cornerbacks are not getting a lot of interceptions like that. It's because of the rules.
It's not just the rules, but it's the fact that you got a lot of these teams. The quick passing game is back. And a lot of teams implemented the two-step drop passes. And a lot of times, your corner, like you said, your corners are not going to be able to have those numbers like that.
Why we don't get to that one after you got finished that?
Yeah. Well, and then, like you said, just like Juan said, man, whole defense played bad. They gave them 34 points. They couldn't stop nothing. Didn't get no pressure.
Say that again, K Styles. That's where it is with the AJ talk. You didn't get no pressure. If you want to get interceptions, you better get pressure. No pressure equals no interceptions. I don't care what team you're talking about. I don't care what. This could be the primetime Deion Sanders. Guess who primetime was playing with in his days when he was getting picks? Charles Haley. He was playing with some guys. He played with San Francisco, Dallas. When you can get pressure, then that's when you can talk about getting interceptions. If you're giving guys all day to throw, Geno Smith was back there ordering what he wanted for dinner, talking about what he gonna do on the flight before he had to throw a pass. You got when I can count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3, and he just sitting there flat-footed in the pocket. Yeah, that goes to tell you right there, you're not finna get an interception. The chance of getting an interception.
That boy Geno Smith was ordering DoorDash, and that motherfucker showed up on the sideline eating a chicken wing plate.
Like, do y'all not understand? As good as Deion was, he was getting burnt by Jerry Rice.
And he was playing in a day where you could literally grab guys. You could touch guys. These guys, you can't even breathe on somebody without them calling. As Stephen A. Smith said, somebody can have bad breath and you gonna get a flag thrown on you. So at this point, the AJ talk, I'm done with the AJ talk about why he, at the end of the day, Pressure bust pipes. This Falcons team got to find a way to get pressure. You can't keep sitting back, just playing soft zone, playing 5 yards off, and then expect these guys to get interceptions. It don't happen that way. You got to put pressure on the quarterback to cause an inaccurate pass or cause him to throw the ball sooner than he should be throwing it, and that's what causes interceptions. That's called a forced turnover. If you're giving guys all day to throw, what did Kirk Cousins do to the Buccaneers when they couldn't get pressure? Carved them up for 500 yards. He was sitting there back there, calling his wife, talking to his kids before he had to throw a pass.
You know what? And I'm gonna add to that, Jew. The interception that AJ Terrell got that y'all jumping on came from a pressure. Let's not forget.
Yeah,
we one game removed from where AJ had a interception that came off of pressure. So before you start blaming individual players, look at the totality.
Look at all of the interceptions. Come on, you talking about that one interception? I literally said this on What's the Word a couple weeks ago. The Caden Ellis pressure caused the pick against Philly at the end of the game. The Caden Ellis pressure on Pat Mahomes caused the interception to Justin Simmons.
Yep. Now, it's a very rare thing where you have somebody like Jesse Bates who's good at reading a quarterback in order to jump routes. But when we talking about overall interceptions, yes, there was a pressure that preceded that.
Lord. See, while we're and then, like you said, while Mike was talking about the application of the quarterback controversy by putting Michael Peterson, you got to think about it now. Like I said, now you got the controversy of these pass rushers that's on the trade block. That shit really about to ramp up now.
Look, I don't give a shit. I'm trading everybody on the team right now to get that. Because the reason why I'm saying that is because Raheem is not going to change who he is. He wants to pay off. He's Dan Quinn Jr. All right, I don't give a damn until he proves me wrong and I start seeing blitz packages like I see from the Jets. He is forever Dan Quinn Jr. until he proves me wrong. He has not proven me wrong. All I see is a guy every game that these guys play off in every situation, and they play these soft zones because they don't want to give it the deep ball. I have no problem with giving up the deep ball, but at some point, like you said, you got to get up the quarterback. We don't get up the quarterback. He's just sitting there. 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000. Like he's just sitting back there. So he's Dan Quinn Jr. until he proves me otherwise. Now, I love the fact that he does motivate his players, and I see how they play for him, but I don't give a damn about how they play for him. I need to see his growth as a coach, and I'm not seeing that defensively. I'm not seeing any growth from Raheem defensively. I'm not.
Hey,
I'm about
can
to.
you click
Go
on
ahead,
one
Jim.
comment, Kale? It's a comment by Carl Johnson. He says, at Gino made plays under pressure and targeted AJ touchdowns. I don't know if you see that. You can click on that comment.
Got it right here.
So for Carl, yes, I agree with you with Geno Smith making a play under pressure. But the difference between Kirk Cousins and Geno Smith can move. He can buy time. And that's my problem with dropping Kirk Cousins back 30, 40 times a game. The risk you take in doing that is, guess what? Kirk Cousins is not making a play after the play, meaning he's not scrambling nowhere. We seen what happened when he tried to scramble. He almost got his nose broke. I'm just being real with you. The man tried to scramble out, throw the ball, and that was the touchdown by Derek Hall where he picked it up and ran down the sideline. I don't want to see Kirk Cousins doing a whole lot of moving, trying to make plays after the play and broke down. That's the difference between the Geno and these guys that can move, and you having like a Tom Brady, like a Kirk Cousins. Those guys do they work before the ball is snapped because they looking at the hot reads. Tom Brady wasn't going to run nowhere. Nobody was worried about Tom Brady making a play after the play. Tom Brady was good at what? Getting the ball out of his hands quick, checking it down to the running back, getting the ball into his playmakers' hands. And that's my problem with when I keep saying run the ball. You got to run the ball because our quarterback is not a threat with his legs at all. So he don't have the luxury of okay, if the play break down, we done. We seen how the play broke down a couple times in this game, and what happened? Kirk Cousins got sacked, or the ball gonna be thrown out of bounds. Them the only two scenarios. It ain't gonna be no scenario where you see Kirk Cousins run for a first down. I ain't seen one yet this year. Have y'all seen Kirk Cousins scramble for a first down? I'm
Look,
waiting to
look,
see that.
look,
I
look,
saw when
look.
he thought about running for a first down. Do you
No,
realize how
no,
old his ass is?
no. This game, I seen the pocket breakdown. Kirk tap danced into a daggone sack. That's what he did. That's what he did.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, Kirk Cousins can make plays under pressure, but he can't scramble. That's the difference. So he got to make plays before the ball is snapped. He got to check into the right play, which the right play to check into today was hand that ball off. Check to a run.
Get it out of get it out of his hand. But
Run,
let's go.
ball, Kirk, run.
All right, fellas, let's go ahead and wind it down, man. Unfortunately, we Falcon fans, Atlanta Falcons took an L this week. Took a very bad one. But like you said, we going on to Tampa next week, so this makes this Tampa Bay game a must-win game for us. And based on and basically what Mike is saying too, is, like you said, we cannot be going into these games arrogant. We got to play our game. We got to stand on business. So we appreciate y'all, man. Y'all make sure y'all go ahead and continue to support Utah Sports, Mad Mike Sports. We got the Tactician 78. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to his channel as well as the Heavy Hitters Live and 6MK Live. We got Coach with part 2 of this post game show coming up here soon. So till next time, people, we ain't here to play.
Oh no.
We here to stay.
Oh yeah, dig it.
You ain't got to go home.
But you got to runneth the damneth ball.
You said ball.
Yeah.
Ball.
You are disgusting.